Okay, so today I'm making this video because there's a very big difference in life between getting results and feeling like you're getting results just because you've learned more information. Listen close, okay? If you're learning more information, sure, you might have learned something, but that doesn't actually mean you're getting more results. In real life, you only get results when you go out in the real world and you take action. So this video is to help you actually get real results. Real results would be like, hey Casey, I got a girlfriend. Hey Casey, I'm now in my 30s and I'm finally having a family, whatever the case may be. Hey Casey, I'm finally able to maintain interest level in my relationship. That's a real result, okay? But just sitting watching videos learning is not a result. That's just learning. So this video, I want you to understand something. Masculine men do not fear rejection from women. They just don't. A masculine man could get rejected by a woman and that does not hurt his self-esteem or his confidence at all. He'll just think, I'm not her type, or maybe she has somebody else in mind at this moment in her life, right? Timing is a big part of this. So to all the guys out there who are sitting there waiting, okay, and hoping that one day your life's gonna change, your life doesn't change until you finally make a commitment to yourself to go out in the real world and take action. So the reason why I want to tell you this is because I know guys personally who are super good looking, okay, have influencer level status or fame, okay? And when I say influencer level status or fame, I'm not just talking about like, they made a few videos or something. No, I know dudes who actually like ace the female lens of attraction and have like real influencer fame to the point where they have like women direct messaging them first constantly. I know guys like this over the years, okay? And these same guys over the years that I've met, okay, or guys who fit this criteria, maybe they're really tall, maybe they're really rich, maybe they're really good looking, maybe they have influencer status, or guys who fit this exact category, okay, have told me these things over the years. They've said one of two things or sometimes a combination. Maybe they've said something along the lines of, yeah man, online dating apps this week, it's just been, brutal. I've already been flaked on twice, or something along those lines. Or number two, hey man, this woman I've been seeing is pulling away from me, or she doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore. And I'm sitting there going, whoa, okay, so this can happen to anybody at any stage in their life, no matter how rich, famous, or successful. Because what you have to understand is that no matter how attractive you are as a man, okay, there's variables when it comes to if things will work out in that dynamic or in that relationship or not. The very first is timing, okay? Timing is super important. If you met her at a time in her life where she wants to date, or maybe she got out of a relationship a couple months ago and she wants a fresh start with somebody new, okay, perfect, that's good timing. Now, maybe you meet a woman, okay, and she thinks you're very attractive, but maybe she's very loyal or committed to her boyfriend or husband at the time or whatever. Bad timing, even if she likes you, okay? Now, the second thing that's really important is actually being her type, okay? Because she maybe has a certain preference in types of dudes that she would want to be with. So what I'm trying to tell you is that women are selective, okay? So you have to find a woman who likes you. This is really important to understand, okay? And every single guy has to do this to some degree, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you this is because like, there is going to be some women, okay, there's going to be a woman that you meet and maybe she views you as a 10, and then there might be a different woman that you meet and she views you as a 5. You're the same guy, but women have different preferences in who they would gravitate towards. So with that said, okay, I want you to actually get in the habit of going after what you want in life and trying your best to not get discouraged if things don't work out. So let's read that one more time. Get in the habit of going after what you want in life. If you want to build a really amazing business, then I want you to get in the habit of going after that. If you want to build a great body in the gym, get in the habit of going after that. If you want to learn a new skill, if you want to learn how to skateboard, you want to learn how to play guitar, you want to talk to that one really pretty woman, get in the habit of going after your goals. And then being okay if things don't work out. Because things might not work out. You might start that business and it could fail. That doesn't mean you're a failure. You might approach that woman and she's not into you. That doesn't mean you're unattractive. You might approach that woman and she's not attracted to you, but that does not mean that you are unattractive. It means that to her, you're not her type. Okay, so I'm trying to tell you this so you take some of this pressure off yourself of having to learn the perfect game, and having to do all of these things, because in the real world, you're going to start to understand that the more action you take, the more life starts to work in your favor, because you have a doer's mindset. You're a doer instead of a thinker. Guys who think a lot but never take action don't really get anywhere. So like I said, okay, one woman could view you as a 10, the next a 5, but it doesn't matter because you don't know if she's interested or invested until you actually go up and talk. So this is just a really good habit of getting into, okay? This is a really good habit of getting into, because the woman who views you as a 10, you got to understand this. You'll need to basically do nothing other than say hello and then ask her out on a date and see if you two would want to exchange numbers and go out sometime. And the woman who likes you, okay, because you're her type and it's the right timing, just who you are as a person, how you look, how you act, how your voice sounds, the nuances in your speech, your mannerisms, just who you are and how you carry yourself, to her, she likes you. And that is the type of woman that you want to invest time into. So when she has interest, this is how it actually looks. Okay, I'm going to show you how it actually looks, and then I'm going to show you 2 things that modern men are missing. So how it actually looks when a woman is interested in you is it looks like normal communication. That means there's no weird tests or her pulling away. She doesn't try to change the location of the date. She doesn't flake. She doesn't text message you something like maybe or we'll see. No, she exchanges numbers. Then she'll text you her schedule when you ask when she's free. Then if she's excited to see you, or she's excited to see you, and then she shows up on the date and she has a great time because she actually likes you. She wants to be there. See, that's the thing, is guys are trying to attract women that fundamentally don't have interest in you, which means you have to be okay with rejection, which is why I originally said masculine men do not fear rejection from women. It's time that you maybe update some of your beliefs to get results a little bit quicker. If you've been watching dating content for 6 months or 12 months, or some of you even longer, and you're still not where you want to be, consuming more information is definitely not helping. Okay, so I'm glad we got that out of the way. The woman who has interest will show up on that date and be happy to see you. What you have to understand is that if you're trying to communicate with a woman and she's giving you friction at all with communication, any friction in communication that you get, just stop texting her completely and just move on, because she isn't into you. If you ask her when she's free or what her schedule's like, and she says, I'll let you know, me personally, I would just never text back ever again. Because she wouldn't give that answer to a guy she had higher interest in. So what you want to do is you want to have conversation, and you want to figure out in a quick hurry who actually is on your team, basically, who wants to be with you. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because the older I get, there's a couple things that I notice is missing from how most men carry themselves. Okay, there's things that are missing, okay, things that are missing from modern men, or even attractive men. Even attractive men a lot of times don't have these 2 traits. And the 2 traits that is very, very, very important to internalize as a masculine man would be bravery and courage. That's like half the battle. Bravery and courage, to tell yourself that you're ready, to tell yourself that it's okay to take action, to tell yourself that even if you're nervous to get rejected, you're going to do things anyways because you know it's going to help get you to your goals. Okay, this is really important. These are 2 internal high value traits that women find very attractive. Okay? Sometimes, even if at first, maybe the first couple seconds, she didn't really have interest in you, or maybe had lukewarm interest, now all of a sudden she sees that you have some internal traits that she likes. Now all of a sudden her emotions work in your favor. That's how fast these things can change. So women who actually like men, or they actually like want to talk to men, this is what you got to understand. These women will actually appreciate that you have the courage and the bravery. Okay? They're not going to act rude to you or try to be rude to you. Now here's what you got to understand. If she acts rude when you tried to have conversation or communication, cool, no worries. Don't take it personally. Don't take it to heart. Just move on. You just chalk it up as a loss. You say, oh, next. Friction, bad attitude, I'll just talk to somebody else. You got to have that mindset of just keeping it moving. Okay, it's like, you know, a lot of times, like take an entrepreneur, for example. Sometimes the entrepreneur that has a great, successful, flourishing business, you don't see all those years of failure. Maybe that dude started 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different business ideas over the past, 10, 20 years, and none of them worked, but then you only see the win. Well, okay, that's a lot of times how it is when a guy has a girlfriend. It's like he went through the bad times to figure out who actually likes him. That's actually called dating. So I think that some guys are just completely coping by saying things like, oh, what does she do to deserve my attention or any of this? It's like, well, she probably didn't do anything, but you think she's hot. So if you'd like to go out on a date with her, I don't see why you're just going to walk past every single beautiful woman for the next 6 to 12 months again, just like you did last year, and never say hi to anybody. Like, I hear this stuff, I see this stuff, it makes absolutely no sense. But every single guy wants to tell themselves how logical and rational they are. It's like, where's the results? Okay? So you have to be willing to actually update your beliefs as you age to get results and success more efficiently and effectively. Okay? So let me give you an example. If you've watched and consumed dating content for months or years, but you still have no girlfriend or no family, this is an issue. And saying things like, oh, no validation, I'm not going to validate her, I'm not going to talk to her, what did she do to deserve my attention, any of this stuff. This is not a good excuse to make up for lack of courage, because a lot of guys are doing this and saying these things as almost like an escape to not have to ever face the fact that there's maybe some internal things when it comes to courage or bravery that they're lacking. Because the truth is that for most guys, even if she was really, really into you, a lot of times that guy would not even have the courage to talk to her in the first place the way that he actually needs to. So this is really, really, really important to start to understand, okay? Now also, nuance is very important. Sure, if you're on a date and you're sitting there just constantly validating and stuff and you're constantly giving all these compliments, yeah, that is a bit too much and too excessive. But to constantly never give yourself an opportunity to meet anybody new, I don't really understand how this problem is going to solve itself until you actually take the steps to do so. So I want you to be okay with going after your goals in life and accept yourself for who you truly are. This is really, really important. So I'd say most guys, if they just took more action, I really do believe this. This is my own belief. I really do believe that if most guys just took more action, okay, and let's say you just wanted to start talking to more people, you wanted to just meet more women, and it doesn't matter where you're at, you're just going to talk to people and say hi and introduce yourself. I think if most guys did this, they would probably have a girlfriend within 3 to 6 months. Some maybe a little bit longer, some maybe a little bit shorter time duration, but I think most guys would be able to solve this problem simply through volume, because I've been able to overcome every single problem in my life through volume. When I couldn't bench press 225 pounds, when I just went to the gym every single week and did incline barbell bench press for 100 weeks in a row, I solved my problem. When I was struggling in my younger years to figure out how I wanted to build my career, when I just decided I was going to work 7 days a week and figure it out, good things happened. When I told myself, you know what, I was just going to actually talk to the people I wanted to talk to, every single problem I've ever had in my life, I solved through volume and through repetition and just doing it. Even like this channel that you see. When I was younger, I wanted to have a big channel. I wanted to have a channel with over, 100,000 subscribers or something. Well, what do you see today? Volume. I've uploaded on this channel thousands of times. Look what happens. Everything in life that you want to have happen starts to happen when you take action. But most guys just refuse to do this. They want to watch video after video after video, which is why at this point in the video, I advise you to do one thing, okay? If you've went a lot of days, weeks, months, or years without results, I want you to do two things. The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to join us inside of the community that I built, so that way I can help you learn, understand, and master the language of women, so that way you're around a community of other dudes solving these problems in their life as well. You are now around other guys who are learning, understanding, and mastering the language of women as well. So join us inside of that, because this is a process that I created to actually help you. That is the first thing that I want you to do. The second thing that I want you to do is actually make a commitment to yourself to every day start to actually take action so your life changes for the better. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.